Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wheelin Wednesdays. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the bench. Welcome back to the canyon. Hello, Susan. I need to put googly eyes on it. Welcome back to, as was mentioned, Wheelin Wednesday. And once again, the wheels of fate prove to be agents of balance in the universe, as they have chosen none other than the... Oh, this isn't going to work. Oh, well, it's okay. It's on there. Have chosen Jolly Green, who still, to this day... You can see the blue there. The boxes are still sitting there for the diff lock servos. So we will take this as a double installment of fate coming at us. It's not that many screws to change those, but I do got to do all the endpoints and stuff. So before we take this out and wheel it, by gum and by golly, I am going to put those two Eco Power servos in here so that we can do some, well, I haven't even tested to see if the double linkage works. This servo blew up when I was trying to tighten the screw down. So this is a confluence here. Someone in the comments mentioned, when are we going to see Jolly Green again? We haven't seen him in a while. He's going today. And someone also mentioned previously, you should mention like what's what. I guess in my head, I just think, oh, everybody remembers all the rigs. When if you just pop quiz me, what's in this one, I would have to double think myself on multiple occasions. So this is indeed Big Mean Jolly Green. Began his life as a TRX4 Defender. It was the first crawler that I bought, and what remains of it is, I don't know. There's very, very little remaining of the Defender, obviously. The body is constructed by Cobra Fabbling 2 J-Concepts Lloyds together, M117 Lloyds, and then building a lot of screws and a lot of aluminum mill to make the fenders. He was stretched by just adding parts out to a TRX6. I fabricated all the links except steering and panhard are titanium turnbuckles. Other than that, I built all the links. Had to trim the fenders to fit the body, built the front and rear bumper mounts. He's running a Hobby Wing Axe V2 3300 kV, NSDRC RS800 V2 for the servo, hunks in the front, holds in the back, hodunks. Seem to be the combo that works the best. Desert Lizard 90mm all the way around, but ostensibly is a TRX6. Like, none of the wheelbase stuff has been changed. I just didn't want to go through the hassle of buying all the links, so I made all the links. Brass lowers, Delrin uppers. He's got portal weights in the front. That's about it. It's just because I felt like, why throw them in a bin? They were cast away from Daphne when she went to heavier portal weights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo a bunch of 2mm screws, and I'm going to put these two Eco Power servos in here and see if I can't get the endpoints set, and see if we can't get... We need some oil in that shock. We need rears good. I mean, intermediate's good. Rear's good. Fronts. Can hear the juicy noise. So he needs a little bit of work before he goes outside. And that's really where Wheelin Wednesday comes into its own. It shows me what I need to do. And then when we get on the rocks, it shows me any weaknesses that I may have not noticed or forgotten. So I'm going to put these servos on, and you'll see me in a minute. Actually, not too bad. About 20 minutes. The only problem I got to was, I don't know what this is involved with, but I couldn't get this guy to work on channel 4. I couldn't get channel 4 to work at all. I tried all sorts of different aux setting positions, trying to program it to all sorts of different switches. Could not get channel 4, so I just moved it to channel 5, and it worked right away. So I don't know what's going on with that. There they are. No more of those. There are the Eco Powers. You can kind of see them. I hope the microphone is picking this up. The axe, that sound appears to be coming from the speed control. It's actually the tiniest, like it's warmer than room temperature. It just makes this weird noise. So actually that was the most difficult part about setting up these servos, is that was all I could hear. And, I'm listening for jitter on these guys. So I have them set to front and rear, because it looks like a knob, but it's actually a button. I was setting the trims 4550 on channel 3, 7450 on the back, which is not unexpected. It has to push 2 linkages. It does a pretty good job of it. Let me pull out just there we go. So I believe we're all locked. Let us make sure we're not scrubbing the block here. Okay, tip him a little here. Yep, locked. Unlocked. Unlocked. Oh. Okay. Locked. 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 Then we hit. Oh. Unlocked. Still locked. Yeah. Still a little bit of... There we go. There's full unlocked. There's still a little bit of... And strangely, I thought for sure it was going to be the back one, the big long... The cable is something like 12 inches long to get to this one. I thought this would be the guy that was going to give me issues, as he is the one that goes to the low position on the double horn. Turns out, no. Okay, front is locked. And now, nothing from the rear again. I don't know what is going on. I'm only getting... There's a serious delay. Yeah, nothing. And unfortunately, it's locked in unlocked. So you can all hear that noise, right? That noise is not coming from the servo. I've said it before. Every time I use this thing, I like it a little bit less. It is not an upgrade from the GT5. I guess I fiddle with it some more, at least until I can get the rear to lock. Okay, I hit stop on that camera 2 seconds ago. I did nothing. I picked up the radio and I did this. If there's something that doesn't inspire confidence, holy hell, is that it? Do nothing, get a result. I don't... That's not my wheelhouse. I don't like do nothing, get a result. Those are honestly... That's like worst case scenario stuff, because I want to break it to where I know it's broken, or I want to fix it to where I know it's working. And I don't like things that just start working on their own. So I don't know how much unlocking, locking of the front seems fine. Channel 4.5. So I don't know how much locking, unlocking we're going to be doing of the rear, because with the saver, if it's in that position, there's so much play in it that I won't be able to relock it. And I'm not super anxious to find out how much of a hill this can climb fully unlocked. It's got 6 wheels, but I don't imagine it will be great. Let's take it to some rocks and do that Wheelin thing that we do. I thought to myself, while driving out here, Jolly Green's a big boy. Maybe not a bad day to try my luck with the gimbal. Pull the old DJI out and see how that's going today. Drove all the way back out here, grabbed the tripod, sat down, and realized I didn't bring the gimbal with me. And to highlight my level of laziness on this particular morning, I was like, clamp it in the tripod, we're going. The beast is also a fairly small obstacle section, so I think I can manage. Podunks up and over the top, maybe. I want to come back this way, but it is directing me the other way. That's a lot of aluminum scraping. Rear diff there, plunked. Get a little more sauce. Yeah, it's tough to find someone who can challenge Jolly Green in descending. The motor is grotesque. We're gonna unlock the front here. The motor is grotesquely overpowered. I can't see, but if I can get a bumper up, I cannot. I wish I could see what I was doing. Yeah, unlocking the front there was not helpful in any way. That's a good amount of articulation in the back. Look at that intermediate and rear axle, just wheels flat on the ground at that angle, at that approach angle, which is why he can breach with the best of them. I'd also forgotten, as I've pointed out in comments and otherwise, it's been a minute since I wheeled this guy. I forgot about the noise level. He's not quiet. Don't know if I can hit that angle. I haven't had anybody try that little L stop there. I don't know. Oh, yes. That was a piece of concrete that was wrapped around a post, the post that holds up the netting that's immediately behind me. That when the post snapped and I pulled it out, that chunk of concrete just fell apart like that. So you know what? Yeah, the sound of my hubris. Every once in a while you'll hear the, which is. When I built it, I wanted to get that front bumper tucked in as tight as I could. And boy, did I. But I tested it with the body, but I didn't test it with the tires. So what you have here is that when it's at full, well, no, I tested it with the tires. I just never thought, oh, steering. We should test steering. Uh-oh. Yes, Jage, can I help you? She has been very hungry this morning. Are you still hungry? It's not even time for 11sies yet. No organism on Earth eats as much as you do. And like, you're just gonna hang out? One of her favorite places to sleep is right up there under the covered bridge. She sits right at that end. I think she feels real safe up there. Just gonna come through here. So what are we doing? You want to be in the shot that? What if I do this? Yeah, it moves about that far. Oh, can we clear the L? Oh, it's a hanger even on this guy. In between the wheelbase. That's some good dusting. I wouldn't consider that successful. It is good to, I mean, thank heaven for the wheels of fate, because it would come to days like this and I'd have no idea. Like, I know I want to go out and do some wheeling, and you have what did I hear? Somebody, I was listening to a podcast. Somebody called it when you have too many options, you can't decide. Like, it's too many. Option overload, something along those lines. What a terrible position to be in, right? To have option overload, to be like, well, I've got 20 rigs in here and I can wheel any of them, knowing full well that at least half of them have some sort of it, like, I did not refill those front shocks. Every one of them has some little thing that needs to be fixed. But I learned about this. I learned about this the hard way during the years of cycling obsession, which was for my first 2 years of doing 8,000 to 10,000 miles a year. I had one bike, just the one bike. I put 22,000 miles on it before the frame gave way, and aluminum. And these things happen. Accrued metal fatigue. So, speak of the devil, where has she located out? That's her spot right there. It's her favorite spot. So I tried to run all those years on just one bike, and it can't be done, because there are eventualities. Something is going to happen at some point, and like, you're going to break a frame. And the obsessive level was to such a point that I was riding a minimum of 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. So if the bike went down, I didn't know what to do with myself. Like, so groany. Like, it became all consuming, effectively, is what happened. So when I got these, when we got what Jolly Green began as, a red Defender, and I didn't want red. It's like, I didn't want a red bike, and what color was the bike when I got it? It was red, because this was pre-supply chain, and it was still getting difficult to get stuff, bikes, hobby-wise, whatever. So I ended up painting that, and I ended up rebuilding this completely, because I didn't want red. But for whatever reason, during that late night caffeine-fueled sleepless session where I ordered the Defender, the red one was cheaper than all the others. It was like, it might have been $40 cheaper than like the gunmetal one. Hello, B. Hey. I had never seen the yellow one or the orange one or any of those. The only options I saw at that time, I think, were blue, gunmetal, and red. And I would have loved gunmetal or blue, and they were more expensive. The red one was cheaper. I guess a lot of people don't want red, myself included. But I'm not going to spend extra money on the body. And this was, of course, just getting into crawling, so I had no idea, right? I had no idea. The most money I had ever spent on a body is I bought a couple replacement shells for my SC8. And at that time, they were around, I want to say the SC8 shell was about $60. And to me, that was crazy. $60 for a body? And then you want to talk about systemic shock when I saw what a crawler body costs. I mean, especially if you get into some detailed stuff or some really made stuff. Like, my buddy bought that Vanquish Origin body for that build, for the Ground Fox build, and it's a fantastic body. It's perfect, excellent pull. Everything goes together really well. The Lexan is nice. The details are clean and sharp. Nonetheless, $110 for a couple pieces of Lexan and some plastic. It seems ridiculous until you look at, what's a full-on Traxxas Blazer going to cost you, or what's some sort of nice hard body like a Killer body or an RC four-wheel drive, the Toyota, So there's a build coming up soon. We'll talk about that now, why not? And I had hoped to build my first, like, really build out a hard body, right? Because I absolutely adore the look of that Killer Body LC70. And then I started pricing it up. Like, the body doesn't come with the interior, so you've got to get the interior. The body doesn't come with a bunch of stuff. There's like stuff to make the doors open, the hood open, all that stuff. Really cool stuff. Once you put all that stuff together, you could buy an Enduro SE RTR. So that comes to a point of I don't think I can do that. Close to $300 for a body. Y'all know me. I'm still rocking the Amazon clone wheels, because likewise, and this I don't feel the biggest need to defend. I don't feel I have to actively defend not wanting to spend $100 on tiny 1.9 inch wheels for a toy car that I drive around in my backyard. Because I've bought wheels for cars, multiple sets for cars, multiple sets for bikes. You can get a decent starter level set of bicycle wheels for $100. And that's 700C. So they're 27 inches across. And then you can ride them for tens of thousands of miles. Like, even I've got carbon wheels on one bike, and they were about $500 for a full set of carbon. Those wheels currently aren't anywhere near my highest mileage set of wheels. They've got about 14,000 miles on them, give or take. 14,000 miles for $500 is pretty good bang for the buck, I have to say. I mean, this rig, I had to buy two sets. So this rig has got $60 worth of wheels on it, and the other two are on the back of Jake the Snake, so they got used. The tires on this cost more than the wheels. I think that's how it should just be, really. I mean, anywhere. Except maybe a carbon fiber bike wheel. I had genuinely forgotten. So this was the experiment, the Hodunk experiment. This is what led to Jake being on mismatched tires, because I said then, and I will continue to say forever into the future, that the J Concepts Hunk is a front tire. I think if you're running them all the way around and you're getting really good performance out of it, and I got fair performance out of it. I've run 4-wheeled and 6-wheeled rigs with hunks all around. But my golly, my goodness, does it get better when it's hunks on the front and something else in the back. I think Hunk Tusk might actually be the best, because Hunk Tusk is even better than Full Tusk, because the tread profile of the hunk in the front, you get more steering. I'm gonna try the L again. You get more steering, and then what I had noticed with the holds when running them all the way around is that, much like, what are they? They're swampers, right? They're basically swamper clones. What I noticed about them is that the way the bars are oriented, if you get them perfectly sideways, they have nothing to hold with. There's a little curve at the tip of the tread, but it's not enough to keep your rig from moving sideways. So I think it started with Blue Sky High on full holds. He was the tester. Then they went to Yella. And Yella is much better on a different time. When they were on Yella, that was what really emphasized how slippery those tires can be in like a side hill situation. Now, this guy, having as much weight as he does, I think he's 11 pounds, and putting as much rubber to the ground as he does, well, that's really pushing that front end over. Boy, you could really... little dust there. This guy is one of the best side hillers there is because he looks really tall because he's so big. But if you mentally erase the cab, there's really nothing. Like, look how low everything is. The bed in the rear is sitting on the shock towers, and the hood in the front is sitting on the shock towers. So the body is as low as it can go, and the only thing that's moving weight up is that I decided to put a giant chunk of plywood on the back because, well, I think the big wood flatbed looks pretty awesome. I had debated putting a stake bed on the side, putting some stakes down the side, until you rewind your mind back to when I rolled it off the top of this, and I don't think it would last. So he's a big bruiser. Just, it's so, I did not, no surface prep. Not that I needed to explain that. Yeah, that L is going to be a real issue. We are going to find somebody that can get across the top of that. We'll find somebody. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use an extension of the wheels of fate. We're going to use the fickle fingers of fate. The steps, just, you know, this is all part of a complex. This is a complex. I know we're straying out of the beast, but the beast is basically two small obstacles. You know, I got a little naming happy on sections. We're gonna try to cross across the steps here out of the beast and into Sleeping Giant, and we're gonna try to middle it. Like, we're not gonna go right up across the top. We're really gonna do a test of the side hill ability right here, and if and when we fall into the trench, we'll do the outro, and then that'll call it for the day. We'll leave it up to that. If we make it across, I don't know what to do, because I entered this fully expecting to roll out, and as you can see right there, we're not in the best place. That front wheel is 4 inches higher than the rear wheel. Okay. Before I bid adieu, dun. We fight for we can get a couple more minutes of I can get a couple more minutes of rambling in. Oh no. Turned that in too early. I'm gonna get across this or not. There's only 2 available choices here. Boy, I was using a lot of torque right there. That rear tire was not super happy. Oh, I'm stuck. Little bumps. Trying to side slide it. So, I already know this is going to end badly. So, thanks for watching, everybody. You know, most people do not, but I look forward to a Wednesday. I get to do Wheelin Wednesday on Wednesdays. Oh, come on. Yeah, we did the cop out, but we're getting across, I think. Yeah, it's got a lot of wheels. Uh-oh. This is the spot where everybody gets bellied up. So I hope to have the next project underway pretty soon. I hope to have some videos in the pipe. We will see what the future brings us. Who's backing up? Truck. It's a Penske Rent-A-Truck, which probably means Amazon. They drive a lot of the Penske Rent-A-Truck. So I don't know what's coming up immediately after this one. We'll find out together. We will indeed. So everybody, get out and try to make your own Wheelin Wednesday or Wheelin day of your choice. Whatever day you watch this on, trying to do some wheeling along with your watching. This was a fun few minutes here with Jolly Green, and even I can't. Here's the thing. I didn't put the servos in because I almost never unlock it, and I didn't put oil in the front shocks because honestly, I can't tell. Like his front end's not snapping out. So before it goes on another 10 minutes, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next one. We'll pan here. Get a little over here. Say bid farewell to the viewers, Jage. We will say from the cat asleep in the tunnel. Oh, there she is. You were faking sleep, weren't you? We will bid you adieu until we meet again. In the meantime, after watching this or while watching it, comment below if you should feel so inclined. Like, subscribe, etc. You know, the usual, the YouTube stuff. And in the meantime, in between now and until we meet again, you should one and all, collectively or individually, do your very best to have a good one. We will see you in the next one.